Hello and welcome to the studio where we paint away the stress of everyday life here in Wales. Today I'm going to be looking at perspective, how to draw the eye into a painting. How to draw the eye into a painting. I got a little bit of cardboard there which I've just gessoed. It doesn't have to be any particular size. Use whatever size canvas and that you want. This is just a scrap piece, and as you know, I just paint mainly for beginners and to teach my techniques as well. And I just wanted to show something to do with perspective today, because I get a lot of questions and comments and things about that subject. So I thought, well, let's do a painting.
Hey, welcome, thanks for stopping by. It's time to learn with our friend Clive. So grab your brush, have a great time.
So I got some ultramarine blue. There we go. Some mid yellow, some mid red. I got some Prussian blue. I'll show you how to mix that in a second. Mars black and white. There we are. That's all we need. That's all we need. Actually, maybe I'll put a little bit of burnt umber on my palette. Let's get some burnt umber. There we go. Put some burnt umber on my palette. That's all we want. Sorted. Okay, so let's have a look at our canvas. Whatever canvas you want, whether it's portrait, that's that way. Our landscape is that way. So just in case you need to know that, we're going to need some sort of an horizon line on this study painting that we're going to be doing today. And I thought we'd put an horizon line just below halfway. So let's just put a little line like that. There we are. That's all we need as a guide. So what I was thinking of doing is an horizon is a line that you'll see if you go to the coast or something like that, and you'll see where the water meets the sea. That's what they call an horizon line. So we need a vanishing point, basically. A vanishing point is somewhere it starts off, say there, and then it disappears into that direction. So let's just put a little line like that. So as it comes towards us, it gets wider and wider and wider. A bit like train tracks. If you look at train tracks do that, don't they? And as they come closer, these little things in the middle, these sleepers they call them, get wider and wider and wider, and it looks as if that's going way into the distance like that. And this is what we're going to try and get here. So we need to bring in something like that. Maybe. Let's just make that a little bit wider. Like that. There we are. What I'm looking at is some sort of a road or something that goes into the distance there. And we might have some trees and things, just to make it easy, I think. I don't want to put buildings and stuff in. We've done buildings before. We've done like a country cottage and stuff like that. But I want to put some maybe trees or something in there. Because this is a study of how we can get it to look like going into the distance. I love making things up as I go along. Okay, so let's get some white, and let's just get a touch of blue, and let's just get some more white in there than that. Let's just get straight onto the canvas. Straight onto the canvas. And we just put some blue in, like this, and white. Get that sky colour. A bit of ultramarine blue is brilliant. Let me just turn my phone off, because we don't want to be disturbed. There you go. I forget to turn my phone off sometimes, and people try to contact me and stuff. Just scrub a bit of that down there. Now I've taken the liberty of just adding some gesso and that to my canvas. Acrylic has got a tendency of flaking and peeling over time, and because the bonds of the paint get compromised with water, water in acrylic basically is just there to thin your paints. It's not an additive, it's not a medium. Don't think of water as a medium, it's not. It's just there to thin your paints. So the more you thin the paint, the less cohesion it's got, or the less it'll stick to the surface that you're painting it on. Now gesso is a chalk-based primer. It can be made with different things like talcum powder and all this other type of stuff, and flour. People have used so many different things, but in my experience the best thing to use is chalk, and it's called calcium carbonate. You can just buy it on eBay or something like that. So it's readily available for you, and you can make your own. And all you need to do is mix some white paint, something like a household emulsion paint, which you use for painting the ceilings in your home. You use some of that, and you use some boiled distilled water, so boiled cooled water basically, or distilled water. And boiled water will do if you let it cool down. Add a little bit of that. I can give you the full recipe for this in the iCards there, but you need a little bit of glue as well if you haven't got any proper acrylic medium or a resin, acrylic resin for this. You can use like a PVA with just a polymer vinyl acetate or school glue or something like that. You add some of that in as well, and then you mix all that together with a little bit of chalk, and basically you've got a gesso. That's all a gesso is. It's just put on onto the canvas to allow the paint to grab to it. That's all its job is really, and it seals the canvas in place as well. So there we are. We've put a bit of a sky in there. Now I want to lighten that a little bit more, so I'm going to go in because that's dry already. There you go. You should never use your fingertips really, because you get squeeze spots, so always use the back of your finger. I recommend. So just put a little bit more white in. Using white can make things chalky, so be very careful when you're doing that. A little bit of moisture. I just want to make this look very misty down there. There you go. I want to bring in a little bit more blue down in this area. Just like that. Just fluff up your brush. Just develop some like shadows, maybe some distant trees or even something like that that could be showing through there like that. There you go. Let's just get some more blue in there. Just darkening that up a bit. It's ultramarine blue. It's a lovely blue for this type of job. I love ultramarine blue, I really do. And I'm just using one brush, a little bit of water. It's quite a long brush. Just scrub it in, like that. There you go. Just have fun. Just have fun. A bit more blue. A bit more blue. The lines here and there, then you. Just like that. Just put a few more shadows in there. Boom. Okay, now what we're going to try and do now is get a little bit of Prussian blue. Is that Prussian blue? That's look like Prussian blue. That's Mars black. What's that then? It's black as well. What have I done? I've actually picked up some lamp black instead of Prussian blue. There we go. My big mistake. Let's put some Prussian blue. I pick up paint pots because I put paint pots in certain places and forget where they are. That's better. And just bring some of that down like this. There we go. Nice dark colour. Make little marks like this, just don't think about it, just do it. Don't think about it, just do it. There you go. Scrub them in. Bring a bit of that in. And we're going to try and develop our perspective mark now. Like that. Can you see what I'm doing? Can you see what I'm trying to do? I'm just putting the bones of things in place at the moment. So now I need a script-liney brush. This is one of these long, thin, pointy brushes. There you go. This is not my favourite brush, this one. I got another brush here somewhere, which is a little bit more. This goes to a sharper point. This one doesn't go to too much of a sharp point, actually. Now I'm going to just put some leaves in, not leaves, branches and twigs and stuff like that. Just a few. See, it goes a bit thick sometimes. It's just a few little bits and pieces like that. We could get a bit of white. We get a little bit more of a grey colour. A few little marks like that. There you go, that'll do. It's very quick and easy steady painting. Now, I want to try and get this shape in there, so I'm going to get some yellow, touch of red to it. I'm going to use some autumn colours. There's this. This lovely colour, yellows and reds and oranges, and warming this painting up a bit. Just chucking in some reds and yellows, and just all I'm using is red and yellow. You can use raw sienna or something like that if you wanted to. I want to go into these lovely colours, and maybe some distant bushes and things. I'm going to go over there now. I'm going to add a little bit more. A bit of white, a bit of yellow, a bit of orange. Actually, I might get some more sienna in this, I think. And a few touches in like that. Let's work on this road. Let's have a look at this road. So we need to bring in some definite shape to this road now. A touch of white. Just a touch of white. Bringing that in there like that. There's our blue. Thinking about the shape of this road can take. Let's have a look at that now. Okay, so what we want to do now is let's just get a bit more. Let's add a little bit of yellow to this. Blue and white. Just get like a greeny colour. A bit more yellow to it. We want a bit of green into this. Dippy dots like this. Don't work too hard. So I did a little bit of black and a bit of yellow, so it just darkened that down to a nice dark green colour. Trying to get some green in this as well. Darken it again. There we go. Bit of shadow here and there. Just a couple of little dips and dops and dops and dips. There you go. Let's do something mad. Let's do something mad. Let's get some burnt umber on that ivory black. Let's just put in a tree like that. Whoosh. Another big tree in. There, like that. Darken up the one edge a bit. Just getting a little bit of white just on the tip of the brush. Getting white on the tip of the brush and just get a little bit of light in there. Too much. Just spread that in. Darken that one edge up. There we go. It's always hard when you're trying to create something from your imagination. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't work. But I think what I'm going to do now is dry this off. Not too much. There we are. So I'm going to pick up a script lining brush again. I've actually found my favourite script lining brush. There we are. It is quite thin. So I'm just going to put in a few twiglets, bits and pieces. You've seen me doing this on other videos. There you go. Very quickly, just a few bits and pieces here and there, yeah, for this. Just make it look like, you know, possibly this. Or could be forest or something like that, and that's the road, or a dirt track even. That could be a dirt track, just going down through the forestry or something like that. All these little twiglets and all these little things in the background, and you know what it's like in the woods. There you go. What I'm going to do now is pick up a little brush. What can we use? What can we use we haven't used for a while? I've got a fan brush here. This is a brush that's basically fanned out like that, and these are quite good for trees and things. So I'm going to put some yellow there and a touch of black, smallest amount of black to it. I'm going to put in some dark shapes there like that for now. And there's some so you don't need a lot to do a lot of detail really. If you think about it, as paintings are, if you go to museums and art galleries and stuff like that, you'll see that a lot of these paintings haven't got a lot of detail in them close up. So the closer you go to a painting, the less detailed it looks, and then the further you go back from it, and you're thinking, wow, that's, you know, that's intense, that's quite clever, because they haven't painted a lot of detail in there, and this is what sometimes that we forget about today, is that you don't need to put a lot of detail into paintings like this in order to get the effect you were looking for. And especially with something like a forestry scene like this or something, that, you know, all you're looking for really is a representation of what's there. You don't need to sit there for hours and hours putting detail and mega detail into it. And there's a lot of artists that don't do that because there's no need to, because you're viewing paintings really from a distance. You're not going up to them like this and going, oh, look at that, that's not very good, is it? You know, as you go up to a Van Gogh or a Monet or a Thomas Gainsborough or something like that, or whoever your favourite artists are, you don't go up and go, oh, not a lot of detail in that. And there isn't, in a lot of cases, there isn't. So don't be fooled by a lot of this photorealistic paintings. We don't need to do photorealism. What we need to do is create believable paintings from a distance. All we need to do. And to create in things like depth and distance is the key, really. And you could do that quite nicely with just different tones and minor little brush strokes and things, just to bring things to life a little bit more. And that's all we're looking for in this painting, is a study to how we can get a depth in a painting. That's what I'm trying to do today, is just create an illusion of depth. It's an illusion rather than a painting then, if you want. Okay, let's get some more yellow over there. It's a lovely, lovely orangey type of colour. You know what can be seen. And I just love messing around with paintings, and just, what happens if I just tap this down like that? What happens if I just tap that and then get a bit of yellow, and I'm going to brighten that up with a bit of white. Well, so what's going to happen with that now? Is that going to lift the painting? Is that going to bring the painting forward a little bit more here in this section? Just need a bit of highlight there, and maybe a bit of highlight there. Maybe there's something missing here. Not knowing where one starts and the other one begins. That looks as if that road, that lane is going into the distance. If we want to make it more of a lane, then we just get a little bit of moisture and we thin down some of our burnt umber. And this, what if we just darken that down with a little bit of a wash, like that. Get a little bit of tissue paper. And then just pull that off, like that. And we could just increase that shadow there. Maybe we can get a little bit of black and stuff like that, and put a few rocks and things in. There we are. Let's just get a little bit of white on top of those rocks, just put a little highlight like that. A bit more light down there maybe. There's another rock there. Get some leaves now. Just in front. Let's get some yellow. some white. Just put some highlights sporadically around, like that. It's a mixture of different things, really. Use your finger, glue some things in together like that. There you go. That's a nice little steady painting. I think it comes across as what I wanted it to come across as. You could play with that and really go on with it. If you could, even if you wanted to, get a palette knife and maybe put in a few lines like this. Just score in a few bits and pieces. There you go. It's something you could play with. Have a go at trying to create some perspective in a painting and just play, practice. That's all I ask you to do on this lesson is to practice and paint. If you don't do anything else today, paint. So thank you very much for joining me in the studio. Don't forget I upload every Monday at 7:30 if you haven't already. Please click the subscription button down below. Over there's another lesson for you to have a look at. Don't forget to check the iCards out. Don't forget to click the notification bells because I upload Monday at 7:30. So thank you very much. Bye.